YouTube is secretly OY. That's crazy. How the Drilly gang unleash on LeBron. So let's go ahead and jump straight in this, man. Make sure I join the Discord link in the description if y'all want to send videos in. He said, the following is a documentary based on information from public sources. Due to YouTube's community guidelines, we have had to obscure and censor some of the violent acts committed on video. This video is for educational purposes only. All individuals are innocent until proven guilty. So this is him basically saying, like, yo, don't use this to convict nobody or nothing. I'm not snitching. I'm just putting out public information. That's what he's talking about.
What's your definition of a gangster?
We don't really use that word.
Nigga, catch me.
Tough intro. Tough
Get away from the car.
This gang conducted wolf pack-like searches, shots fired outside of schools during dismissal, with young individuals 10 or under running for cover.
Cops tell us many of the alleged gang members are rappers in the drill music scene who challenge their rivals in their lyrics.
You died? You casual.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy. It's unfair.
W intro, Shad. W intro.
Many years ago,
40s?
the Bronx was one of the best places to live in America. Books written in the late 1930s described it as nothing short of amazing. The Grand Concourse, a major street in the borough, was known as the Park Avenue of middle-class Bronx residents, and the New York City subway system was called the safest in the world. Today, things have changed. The concourse and much of the Bronx is now known for rampant crime and poverty. Modern-day gangs that inhabit the Bronx and New York City play a role in this urban decay. Today we will look into the case of one such gang with a drill rap connection, the G-Side/Drilly gang. The Drillies are a blood-affiliated gang who are based in the Norwood section of the Bronx, near the Williamsbridge Oval. They were one of the first gangs to introduce drill rap to the Bronx in early 2020. This was spearheaded by their alleged founder, Taboo Harris aka Spaz Drilly. During this period, the Drillies were allied with the YG's gang, and according to law enforcement, they acted to enrich themselves by any means necessary, and attacked their rivals with no mercy. Authorities allege that starting in March 2019, the Drillies and their allies began targeting historic buildings in the
Who's the best Drilly member, chat? It's Lee, right? Like, undisputedly.
North Bronx and finding vacant apartments in them to turn into trap houses and bases for their drug operation. Many of these buildings were built in the beginning of the 20th century and were once a symbol of elegance and comfort for middle-class families, but as the Drillies and their associates took control of them, they turned into what can only be described as hellholes. One of these buildings was 2685 Valentine Avenue, a 5-story building which was built in 1924. It is alleged that drug dealers, including famous Drilly member and rapper Ali Doby, aka Lee Drilly, took over numerous
Lee Drilly. Let me get my, yo, I hate niggas, bro. I hate niggas, bro. Yami? You talking about rapping or putting on? Take everything in the both. Yami over Lee Drilly is, Yami G over Lee Drilly is crazy. Yami G's top 5 though. Yami G's top 5. Okay, so if Lee Drilly is undisputedly first, let's say Lee Drilly is first. Who's second then? Because obviously Lee Drilly is first. So who's second?
apartments in the building. According to the DOJ,
second and third. Because I feel like second is unanimous, but second and third.
These apartments were used to store and manufacture drugs such as and fentanyl 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These drugs were often sold in the lobby of the building, and the dealers frequently prevented residents of the building, including families with children, from safely entering. Another building that the Drillies took over was 3339 Hull Avenue, which they used to traffic even more crack. This will become important later. As their operation grew, the Drillies were playing a part in the massive drug epidemic that has ravaged major cities across America, feeding scores of emotionally disturbed, drug-addicted people.
I don't have an ID, so I can't give you a ticket.
I got my name on my court paper.
What was that court paper for?
In addition to selling drugs,
Hey,
the
decent exposure
Drillys
is
allegedly brutally robbed people to enrich themselves. On January 9, 2019, 4 Drilly members approached an 18-year-old CUNY prep student.
Why Jesus? Are y'all talking about? Cause didn't he say Bando in chat? Bando's not Drilly. He's from RPT, gang. He said Bando in chat. Let me see. Say Drilly. Yeah, nah. If you're talking about putting in work, Spaz over everybody. Yeah, Spaz is the one who started it. I'm pretty sure him and his mans. But yeah, nah. I think it goes Lee, Say, and then third could either be Yami or Iwu. Iwu might be third. Iwu's like that.
As he left school and demanded his winter jacket. When he refused, it is alleged that they stabbed and beat him mercilessly.
Wait, what?
They approached and ate themselves. On January 9, 2019, 4 Drilly members approached an 18-year-old CUNY prep student as he left school and demanded his winter jacket. When he refused, it is alleged that they stabbed and beat him mercilessly. The 18-year-old was seriously.
Why would they do that though? I'm not even about to get into that, but like, wow. Cause like, of course you niggas is gonna go to jail for that. That's like I was talking about with the Yummy video. Why would y'all kill a little boy thinking it's just gonna be cool? It's gonna be Gucci. Niggas couldn't get the jacket, so why risk why risk your life and the person you just killed's life just because they wouldn't give you a jacket? You couldn't get the jacket. Oh well, somebody's soft enough to give up their jacket, and then that nigga just wasn't like. So like, feel me? But I ain't condoning none of that at the end of the day. That shit just stupid.
Injured and required emergency resuscitation and life-saving blood transfusions. The jacket was now worthless because, well, they stabbed the victim through it and it was covered in blood. Starting in 2020, as their drug operations were active in full force, the Drillys also intensified a war against rivals of them and their alliance with the YGs. Possibly emboldened by the conditions of the pandemic, they repeatedly shot at their rivals across parts of the Bronx with no regard for civilian life. According to authorities, they accidentally shot at least 3 innocent bystanders during this campaign of violence, including a 66-year-old woman. On July 20, 2020, 6 alleged Drilly members approached reputed gang member James Rivera, aka Lil Locke, as he was leaving his girlfriend's home on the corner of 209th Street and Decatur Avenue. Among the Drilly members present in this group of 6 was none other than the gang's leader, Taboo
Facts,
Harris,
gang.
aka Spaz Drilly.
It's empty though.
The Drilly members knew that Rivera was a rival of theirs, and decided that now was the time to deal with him. Rivera only had a knife on him, and so he ran. The Drilly members chased him and shot at him an absolutely astounding number of times. Rivera was hit repeatedly and collapsed on the pavement, but the Drillys weren't done yet. One of the gang members picked up Rivera's knife from the floor and tried to stab him with it.
Why?
James Rivera died before he could even reach the hospital. Obviously, his rivals were extremely happy to hear the
Why
news,
did they touch the
and
knife?
his name began to get frequently mentioned in Bronx drill songs as he was dissed, and his death was mocked. One of the rappers dissing him was none other than Ali Doby, aka Lee Drilly.
Make that boy disappear like it's magic. Drilly's on corn, we score in a basket. Lil Lo got put in a casket, spin with a knife and that nigga got blasted.
The songs that Lee Drilly was releasing at his peak in 2021 were gaining millions upon millions of views and making him a viral sensation. Back at the drug dens the Drillys were operating in the North Bronx, gang members began to get increasingly paranoid as the NYPD was hot on their tails. On March 21, 2021, in 3339 Hull Avenue, one of the buildings the Drillys had partially took over, several members were present inside an apartment trap house, late into the night. Also in that apartment was a young woman named Delilah Vasquez. Delilah was not a gang member herself, but she was a girl who was friends with many Drilly and YGs members, including famous artists such as D-Thang G's from RPT. For whatever reason, she associated very closely with them.
Drilly Jeezy. Drilly. Talk your shit.
Our kid is crazy.
Tell him what's up. D Gunna said Drilly Jeesley. What's up, Gunna? What's up, D Gunna?
Delilah was also known to often get into altercations and disputes with other girls in the neighborhood, sometimes on Facebook, but generally she always thought of the Drillies as being her close friends. One of the Drilly members who she was with in that apartment was a suspected transgender known as PW Jet aka Precious Williams. Detective Mike Delgado of the NYPD details what happened next.
Delilah Vasquez was a 20-year-old female. She was actually friends with them, and when she went into the apartment, it was a trap house. So, for those who know, trap house is it's where they usually congregate. It's a vacant apartment, and typically they would deal drugs or whatnot out of there. She was in this apartment with 4 of her friends, and those 4 individuals left that evening in a hurry. Approximately 50 minutes to 1 hour later, there was a 911 call that she was shot. When the police get there, Delilah was actually still alive, and she had a bullet wound right in center forehead.
Do you think she was targeted?
I mean, we can't say that right now. Again, it's still, the investigation is still ongoing. So those individuals, though, that were in that apartment, and again, we tracked them with video up and down the street. So those individuals were arrested for that.
She was miraculously still alive, but after being transported to Jacobi Hospital, she later died. What happened in that apartment is still one of the biggest mysteries in the history of the present-day NYC gang war. But one thing is clear, the NYPD believes that PW Jet was the likely trigger puller. If so, the question of why her own friends did this to her remains unanswered. Afterwards, Drilly affiliates would threaten the mother of Vasquez non-stop, forcing her to move out of her own home in fear of her safety.
Threaten is crazy.
In 2022, the NYPD was closing in, and Detective Michael Delgado was on the case. Him, along with federal authorities, were seeking to bring down the enterprises of the Drillies and their associates once and for all. Delgado and the NYPD were looking at and connecting all of the Drillies' acts of violence along with their social media taunting. In the case of the murder of James Rivera, aka Lil Lock, Delgado's team had already identified 4 of the suspects, including Drilly leader Taboo Harris, aka Spaz Drilly, Richard Santiago, aka Swift, and Nasir Carter, aka Nas 4T, but they could not initially get a proper ID of one of the men. As Delgado and his team listened to drill rap videos released by the Drillies, one song stuck out to them, that was Final Destination by Lee Drilly. While Lee Drilly obviously dissed Lil Lock, who was his rival, there was just one problem.
Lil Lo got put in a casket, spin with a knife and that nigga got blasted. Spin with a knife and that nigga got blasted. Spin with a knife and that. Spin with a knife.
What do you mean by that?
Not one single news article or public record ever mentioned anything about James Rivera having a knife during the incident. Delgado took another look at the surveillance video of the murder, and suddenly, it was clear. He believed that the man that picked up the knife was none other than Lee Drilly himself.
No!
Of course, as he states, other important corroborating evidence was found that links him to the murder, but they zeroed in on Lee Drilly as a suspect because of his song lyrics. The Bronx DA indicted the Drilly gang in state court for their alleged violent crimes on April 27, 2022, arresting 20 members and seizing 18 firearms. Lee Drilly was charged for his role of the murder of Lil Lock, and PW Jet was charged for her role in the murder of Delilah Vasquez. PW Jet was also charged with drug possession and manslaughter, as detectives are still struggling to piece together what precisely happened in that.
My goal is done, bro. My goal is done, bro. That's crazy, son. Oh my god, bro. That's actually crazy, bro. My goal is actually finished. That's so whack, son. Oh my god. W video though. Shout out Rocky. Like I said about the yummy video in this video, send more vids like this, man. Let's get our knowledge up there. I ain't gonna lie. Let's learn. Let's learn together as a community. But this situation hurts. Because now we won't get any Lee Drilly music, man. Now we won't get any Say Drilly. Say Drilly's not gonna get up for like another what? Was it 5 years? 3 years? One of those. You know, we got Iwu and Yami, and hopefully they stay out of trouble. But like, damn, bro. Damn, bro.